Whitespring is in shambles! A mess! How can I clean that which continues to dirty itself? Oh, these responders have gone too far! The better question is, what is right? Everything has run amok. Chaos. Chaos! The responders have taken over the Whitespring. Imagine all of the dirty footprints on the carpet, dust all over the tables, the horror! I am but a humble servant of the Whitespring Resort, dedicated to greeting each guest with pleasantries and candor. Or I was, back when our guests had class and decorum. It's some sort of relief effort for all of the refugees in and around Appalachia. If only there was a relief effort for my stress. That would be the enigmatic Orlando. They oversee the Whitespring and are allowing the responders to stay here, as well as their constituents. I do apologize for the mess. Please enjoy your stay. Tannen could prepare you a drink at the bar. Just go easy on him. His processors have been overloaded lately with all of the orders he's getting.
Well, hello, darling. A pleasure to meet another guest of our fine establishment. I am Orlando, your host and management liaison. If you'll pardon me for just one moment. That will be all. Please give my regards to Ms. Rucker. If you are here for leisure, I regret to inform you that our regular resort activities are temporarily unavailable. However, if you are here for the refuge and the fine work of the lovely responders, I am delighted to welcome you on their behalf. Perhaps you have not heard. The Whitespring is now home to the Refuge, a place of safety and care for all in need. The Refuge is being run by the responders, individuals committed to the well-being of their fellows. They founded the Refuge in response to new waves of refugees coming to Appalachia, people in great need of help. Food, medical care, clothing, a place to sleep. All of these are available for those who need them. What a wonderful thing for you to ask, darling. I knew there was something special about you from the moment I saw you. As it happens, the responders are looking for volunteers to assist them in a particular outreach effort. Those industrious wonders have repaired a Vertibird to full working order and are using it to make contact with more distant settlements. They've made allies with people in Pittsburgh. The locals call it the Pitt now, who seem to be in dire need of outside assistance. If you don't mind me saying so, you look like you can handle yourself. You might be just who they're looking for. Judging by what I've heard, it's an accurate one, sadly. Pittsburgh was bombed quite severely during the war. The poor individuals still living there have renamed it to better reflect its dreadful circumstances. They call themselves the Union. Something of a resistance movement, I understand, against more aggressive forces. One of their representatives is currently staying with us, a Mr. Skippy Rorich. Delightful man. Indeed, isn't that marvelous? They salvaged it and painstakingly repaired it. It's fully functional now. I was very pleased to be able to contribute to this effort in my own small way. If you wish to see it, it resides on the roof of the refuge between flights, along with its charming pilot, Ms. Lennox. Well, they'll be better able to explain the details, but I believe they're looking for fighters, actually. Their contacts in the pit are in something of a desperate situation, it seems, against a dangerous enemy. I hate the thought of you putting yourself in such danger, but it does appear to be for a good cause. Oh, you're terribly brave, aren't you, dear? Imagine if we all had such courage. Now, darling, before anybody bundles you off, the first thing you should do is introduce yourself to some of the responders. I just so happen to know a few in need of more local assistance, and helping them will earn you the other thing you'll need. That other thing, of course, being the ultrasight battery cells, which fuel the Vertibird. Ultracells, if you prefer.
Only likes to organize his stamps. Nothing else. Oh, if only.
Why, from me, of course. Rather, from the management via me, that is. When management heard the responders were restoring the Vertibird, they wished to help. They provided the ultracells, and I suggested them to the responders as an alternative means of fueling the Vertibird. Per management instructions, I distribute a quantity to certain individuals regularly. Management feels this encourages collective decision-making rather than stockpiling. I'm sure they'd be willing to part with them in exchange for your aid.
I wish they'd tell us what all of those construction workers are up to. Look at what a mess they're making.
I could not possibly speak to your experience, dear. It sounds remarkable to make such discoveries. All I can tell you is that the management provides them for the refuge. Regrettably, that is as much as I know of the matter. I might wager that whomever was behind the ultracell you discovered likely shared similar contacts with management at some point, but who can say? In an ideal world, darling, I'm sure they would. Sadly, this is not that world, and any reticence on their part is understandable. I don't want to speak for the responders, but I believe they may also see this as more for their union friends than for themselves. Your assistance with their more immediate concerns will ensure everyone benefits. Isn't that a good outcome? Our lovely Ms. Rucker is the closest thing to a leader the refuge has, though I believe she's less than comfortable with the title. You can find her in their headquarters, beyond the dining area. The darling chef, Miss Rousseau, needs some assistance in the kitchen, I hear. And Ms. Wagner, over in the common area, is looking for donations. I'm sure your generosity will be well rewarded.
The Whitesprings decor is refined and decadent. Don't listen to any naysayers.
Wonderful, my dear. I'm certain you will be a tremendous help to them and the refuge. When you are finished with each of them, I recommend you speak with Mr. Skippy Rorich, the Pitt Union representative. I imagine he'll want to discuss the situation in the pit with you before you embark. Do feel free to visit me at your leisure if you wish to chat. I have an office in the management wing. You can't miss it.
How rude.
You'd think with all that tinkering Skippy does that he'd have come up with something more medicinal.
Bonjour! My name is Esme Rousseau, but most people around here know me as Chef Esme. We've had some representatives from Foundation and Crater come here seeking assistance with the recent influx of refugees. I thought that we could help them out by providing some food for their people. I've started a pot of venison and tato stew, one of my newest creations. Would you be able to help me finish it? How wonderful! I can't wait to whip up something delicious for everyone! The stew requires potatoes, venison, salt, black pepper, and carrots. The ingredients can be found in our storage area. Your job is to grab the ingredients and put them in before the stew burns. Super! Let's have you start by stirring the stew, which will help keep it from burning. Remember to continuously stir during the cooking process.
Robot butlers? Is this a refuge or a palace?
Fantastique! Let's get the first of the ingredients and prepare them. You're looking for carrots, potatoes, and the pièce de résistance, the venison.
Helping people is our chief mission. Cool uniforms are just a nice bonus.
Good evening. Here for dinner. Please feel free to seat yourself.
I heard a bunch of nerds arguing over comic book heroes yesterday. Aren't there more important things to worry about?
The potatoes here taste amazing. So fresh, and only a few rats.
Always make sure to boil your water before you drink it.
A dash of this. A sprinkle of that. Perfection.
Oh, these robots sure make my job easier. There's no problem too big to solve.
This is smelling delicious. Let's add more flavor with some salt and pepper now.
No reservations required. Help yourself to any table.
I think I heard a protector.
Don't bother talking to that person for free.
Am I going crazy?
Oh no, the stew has burned. Do not be discouraged though. Without failure, there is no improvement. Here is your stew. Something is better than nothing, yes? Hopefully, either the settler or raider representative will find some use for this. I last saw them in the bar area.
Can't believe we've got a Vertibird! That's a step up in the world if I've ever seen one.
My think I heard a protectron bark the other day. Am I going crazy?
Please have a seat. Someone will be with you shortly.
I was out scavenging for food earlier.
Sometimes
I only got
just-
attacked by scorched once.
Are you at the refuge? We've got people going hungry, and too many mouths to feed at Foundation.
A lot of supplies here, right for the picking.
I'm not sure what you expect me to do with this. People are hungry for something that's actually edible.
Well, seems like timing is one of your strong suits. Look, I can stitch up a gash with the best of them. But Appalachia, well, she can do a lot worse than cut us open. Got a lot of folks here with sickness we don't understand, and injuries we don't know how to treat. What we need more than anything is know-how. So I propose we trade what I got that I don't need for what you need that you don't got. I've heard you're looking ahead into the pit. And the only safe way out of Appalachia is that metal bird Lennox has perched up on the roof. And what keeps her in the air are those ultrasight cells Orlando keeps locked up. So, that's the deal. You bring back medical information that'll help me figure out how to help these folks, and I'll get you all the juice you need.
I know it was way back, but I'm glad they chose to send me somewhere.
Hope you don't mind a trip over to Cranberry Bog. So, how about it?
Oof, I can't wait until dinner.
Now this one might be tricky. Watoga Emergency was almost entirely run by robots, but even robots had to tell their patients how to take care of themselves once they left the hospital. What we're looking for there is any record of that information so we can do the same for our patients here in the refuge. So talk to me. You in? Nice. Well, let's get to it then. Anything you're able to find, go ahead and bring it back to our lead medic. I'll let her know to look for you. Good luck out there.
Watoga Emergency Medical Services is here to help. Speak to our friendly automated receptionist for immediate assistance. Watoga EMS.
Welcome back. All's well for the moment, as you were.
Heard you were out there giving us a hand. I hope you were able to track down those patient care instructions.
Why even bother helping people who can't help themselves?
Well, Appalachia's never really given the responders any breaks, you know? There's so much we don't know how to treat. Sometimes it's hard to know if we're even treating the right thing. With how many sick and wounded we get coming in here, we need every advantage we can get. And the information you're bringing us provides us that advantage in a big way.
So this is a place that's bringing all these damn people to Appalachia.
We'll be flying a lot less blind with these patient instructions. For too long, we've just been guessing. Thanks to you, we don't have to anymore. I'll let Ricker know you came through for us. Best of luck out there. Thank you.
Well, hello there, stranger. Pleased to meet you. I'm Sophie Wagner. Look around. The Refuge. Quite a place, isn't it? I mean, sure, fancy pants, golf club, resort, that's nice, but I'm talking about the Refuge. A haven for the lost, the dispossessed, the hungry, and unfortunate. A monument to our ability to have compassion for each other. Isn't it grand? Isn't it worth preserving, building, growing? Yes, exactly. You understand, I can tell. A future filled with people supporting each other, regardless of background or history. It's always good to meet someone who can see the big picture. Now, how'd you like to be a part of it? Now that's what I'm talking about. People supporting each other. You got the right spirit. Rucker's put me in charge of running a bit of a donation drive. Have you met Rucker? She's amazing, you should. Anyway, it might surprise you to know an operation like this is always churning through supplies. We work hard to keep things in stock, and that funny Orlando character does their best to help out as well, but we still have shortfalls. So here I am, asking generous folks such as yourself to help us fill in those gaps and keep the Refuge running. Let me check my notes. Rucker's been in a tizzy because we just don't have enough wood to keep up. It'd be a big help if you could donate maybe 50 pieces of scrap. One less thing on Rucker's mind, you know.
I know it was way back, but I'm glad they chose to send me somewhere safe and not somewhere...
Well, trees. Lots of fallen trees around. And anything made of wood, really. If it's even partly made of wood, you can scrap it. That's okay. Who just carries that around in their pockets or whatever, right? I'll be here all day, though. If you want to come back, bring it by later. If you can, of course. You know where to find me. It'd really make my day if you did.
Sorry I'm not much for conversation. Ellison talked my ear off.
I should check if those Blue Ridge folks carry letters, too. Glad to see you've returned. Are you ready to donate? You do? Amazing. Thank you so much. This is going to be a big help. It just so happens I got a little something for you as a reward for your generosity. Rucker set aside some ultrasight battery cells that can spare you from the ones the Whitespring management doles out. Fancy a Vertibird trip? They're not much use for anything else, but I got a feeling you're gonna need them. See? Mutual aid. Everybody wins. Thanks so much for the help. Drop by again. If I know Rucker, I'll be looking for something new every day. Take care of yourself.
Appalachia's supposed to be the safest place around, but I've heard of the monsters that...
There's a lot of supplies here that are right for the picking.
This wanton robot tried to give me a haircut before running off.
It's a shame. Can't get out the back by myself.
Hey there. Don't think we met. I'm Skippy Rorich. Something I or the Union can do for you? That's right, looking for someone to help us take the fight to the fanatics. Surprised we gotta take her, actually. You are interested, right? The Union's back's against the wall. We're doing our best to hold off the fanatics. Keep them from taking everything. Occasionally, we win some small victories, but not a lot. Got a couple of situations back there right now where an extra hand might tip things in our favor, at least for now. I don't want to call it mercenary work, but I'm not gonna lie. You'll be going there to fight. Hell, you've got raider gangs here, right? I've heard about your Blood Eagles. The fanatics are something like them, but more organized. Imagine every single raider gang you've ever heard got together and decided to make like Genghis Khan. Sweep over everything. Kill anyone who won't join, and put anyone too weak to fight into forced labor camps. Everything that's not theirs, they take. That's the fanatics. And be glad they're not here. The Union is a sort of a... I guess you might call us a confederation, or a resistance. People banding together for defense. See, there's a group in the Pit. Calls themselves fanatics. All they care about is conquest. They want the whole Pit for themselves. They roll into your area. You either join them, they force you to labor for them, or they kill you. And they're coming for everybody. The Union's the only thing standing between them and their total conquest of the Pit. As much as we're able, anyway. Bad. Don't get me wrong, it's home, and I want us to keep it. But we got hit bad in the war, and we've never recovered. Lots of radiation. Some areas are badly toxic, with all the junk that got blasted into the air or spread around from the factories. People are sick a lot, from one thing or another, and food can be hard to come by. Hell, some of the city's still on fire, I think. But some of the factories survived, and we got them running. Gives us access to things you can't get anywhere else. Might even be able to rebuild, if it weren't for the fanatics. Because it's home, damn it. Mine, ours, all of us who were born and lived there before and after the bombs. Ain't that enough? If the fanatics are out of the picture, we can rebuild. Make something out of it again. It doesn't have to stay like it is. If that ain't enough for you, picture this. A horde of fanatics, hundreds, thousands strong, setting their sights here. Sound like something you want? Fantastic. Let me just get Rucker in here. It's her bird, after all. Thanks for coming by, Rucker. Looks like we got a volunteer to take a trip out to the Pit.
We've met. Had a feeling you might be up for this when you came by earlier. Guess I was right.
Figured you should be involved, if we're gonna borrow your plane.
Don't let Lennox hear you call it a plane. She takes it personally. Anyway, sure thing. I guess you've already got all the ultra cells you need. I know you've got mine. Sophie and Esme tell me you helped them out too, so I expect you got theirs as well.
Fair enough. What do you want to know? Well,
Well, I can answer that, Skippy. First of all, we've got refugees here from the Pit. People who've made it all the way down on foot or in caravans. And the best way to help that situation is to help people not need to flee the Pit in the first place. Second, the Union's the best chance of stability the Pit's got. The responders don't just want to triage in the world. We want to help it rebuild one day. We'll need allies to do that.
it doesn't hurt that we've got factories that can still make manufactured goods either.
No, it does not.
I prefer volunteers to suckers. I'm not running some kind of scam here.
The answer is no, by the way. We run some regular sorties, trade some supplies, carry messages. Our radios don't reach that far, so communication's either us or waiting for caravans.
Considering all of the places I could have...
All right. All set? Got everything?
I've never felt safer.
Well, we got 2 different locals I know are in need of help. Locals are what we call union groups that act independently. Local 42's in the industrial district. Hex, their leader, is struggling to keep her people alive and retake a foundry from the fanatics. We got another over in the trench working against a fanatic forced labor camp. Danilo is your contact there. Haven't heard from the other locals recently, but I'm sure we'll be hearing from them if they got trouble too. It's up to you who you want to help right now. Maybe you'll consider going back again later for the other. No can do, sport. I'll go back one day, but right now, I'm more use here, rustling up support to send back there. I'm not young enough to be much use on the front lines anymore. Great. This means a lot to the Union. I'll make sure you're well rewarded for it. I might have some other things I need help with here in Appalachia, too. I'll let you know. Good luck up there. We're counting on you.
Hope you're here about the supplies I ordered. Wait. No, that's someone else. It's supposed to be tomorrow. Ah, Lord, I need a nap.
Grease? Whoa! Hey, now you look interesting. What's up? I'm Lennox. Yeah? Right on! About time we made another trip out there. I mean, me and my girl here. You haven't been, I guess. Ruckus said somebody'd be coming by. Guess you're it. If you're all set, I'm ready when you are. Assuming you got the ultrasight battery cells for this beauty. I'm a miracle worker in the sky, but even I can't make a fly on willpower alone. Remember, anytime you want to take a trip, we're gonna need a full load of those ultrasight battery cells to power this beauty. If you need more, check with those busybodies downstairs you got this batch from. There's always something they need every day. I'll be here when you're ready to go.